Good morning, Newport. Welcome to From the Desk of the Mayor, and thank you, NEK-TV, for allowing me to bring these updates directly to our residents. Last night, we had our regular council meeting, and a lot of work was done. Grant applications were approved so that the city can apply for grants. A lot of work was covered. In particular, there was a discussion about a city freeze on expenses. There was an erroneous email that had been sent out that was corrected as, of course, as people know, the mayor is responsible for the finances of the city, and to bring that to the attention of the council. If in fact there were to be a suggested freeze, the city manager and or the treasurer would bring that information to the mayor to share with the council. So that erroneous email directive was corrected. There is no freeze. We did discuss, however, monitoring the monies as they are spent in accordance with the budget. I want you to be aware that the council and the mayor together are continuing to do their look at all of the accounts and contracts that have been going on in the city over time, and where expenses and revenue have been allocated and the use of funds. So the fraud, waste, and abuse process that we're looking through is definitely continuing. I would love, of course, to thank Parks and Recreation Director Mike Brown and his team for actually organizing the Green Up Day in Newport. It was a big thank you to them and to all who participated. And I would love to say again, we really do appreciate it. It was amazing for me to be out there with the residents and to speak to the residents. And it's just more proof that our city actually cares. To promote timely and coordinated responses to record requests and to best comply with the Vermont Public Records Act, the council has now adopted a very specific format for people who would like to request records from the city. The policy was actually adopted, and you will be able to see that, on our website. We have a purchasing policy that the mayor has been working through with our city manager and discussed with the council. We are going to be updating that with a few comments that came out of last night's meeting. This will assist with the separation of duties, assure that when sealed bids come in, that the process is complied with and that people don't open the sealed bids outside of the policy. This way, when the sealed bids come in, the city manager will have them and the mayor will open them in front of the city manager, and then the bids can be looked at and processed and agreed upon once it goes forward to the council. Our city is really hard at work for you, Newport. There have been participation in webinars by our council members and our employees. There have been, we've been looking at grants, VLCT governance trainings, attendance at department trainings. Parks and Recreation Director Mike Brown, again, he's so hard at work at all times. Memorial Day parade and community and ceremony will be on May 27. The parade and ceremony is organized by the Newport American Legion Post number 21. It kicks off from the municipal building at 10 a.m. and it will be followed by a ceremony at the Veterans Memorial Monument at Gardner Park. Police Chief Travis Bingham also reported that first responders were recognized at a ceremony for a life-saving incident on the ice that involved a 4-year-old child. 3 of those recipients were Newport police officers: Josh Lillis, Tanner Jacobs, and Jonathan Moran. Well, we thank you for your service and thank you for saving that child. Our interim fire chief, Kevin Lacoste, actually joined the mayor on NEK-TV last week or 2 weeks ago, and he brought you up to speed on the equipment and what's going on in the fire department. We are still currently looking for our permanent fire chief, but our interim fire chief is dedicated and he is there for us, Newport. You are in safe hands. Our Public Works Director has announced that the city line striping crew is out painting crosswalks, and that Prouty Beach and Gardner Park are both open now for this season. Our city manager has had a staff meeting focusing on discussions regarding the latest sludge spill and monitoring that, and has discussed the passive grants needs with the department heads. Everyone, of course, is aware of the fixation that an attorney has with the mayor, and the mayor is aware that residents are, quote, creeped out by this bizarre fixation and the misleading writings. Sadly, it has now become apparent that the newspaper publishes these rants, but fails to publish other residents' oppositions to these postings. It is clear to me and to others that no weight should be placed on these writings, self-serving comments, and declarations of claiming that the work of the mayor and the council and the city are that writer's own accolades. Sadly, that same writer has had the audacity to publish in the Chronicle that work done on a legal pad was, quote, chicken scratch, end quote, making it appear that this was the mayor's work. These numbers were prepared by the treasurer, an expert in his field. So please be advised that the writer of those letters is neither an expert nor a professional in this financial area, and that just because someone chooses to do their work on a yellow pad and use a calculator does not minimize the accuracy of the work product and does not make it, quote, chicken scratch, end quote. I applaud the treasurer for working so hard to provide the council with what he has put together as appropriate and accurate information whenever we ask him for it. So once again, please put no reliance on these self-serving writings. I hope that Newport residents are aware that we are listening. We do hear you. As your mayor, I will continue to work with the council and the city to not only protect your safety, but protect the integrity of the city so that we can ethically accept monies from the state and the federal sources. So let's move on, Newport. As you can see, your city employees and your council are working for the betterment of Newport. The agenda items and the documents that go into the agenda are under the auspices and control of the mayor. If you would like to be on the agenda for some reason, I ask that you please email the city manager and myself so we can see when we can coordinate your request. We will try to accommodate you. Of course, there will be priorities, but if you have an issue and you would like to be on the agenda, please email me and the city manager because we work together to put together the agenda. It's approved by the mayor, but I would still like to be able to accommodate you if at all possible. And we have accommodated our citizens over and over and over again. We are there for you, as I said. I also want you to know that the mayor's hours are Monday from 9 to 11 at City Hall. Everyone is welcome. You have been coming in regularly. This is fantastic. You bring us your issues. We deal with them. We get them addressed, and we help. On Wednesdays, because of the volume and because some items people need to speak with me one-on-one, I have changed the Wednesday and only the Wednesday mayor hours. They're still from 9 to 11, but they are by appointment only. So please email me to schedule a set time on Wednesday between 9 and 11 so you can have that one-on-one interview time, discussion time with me alone. And I know that's important to some people. Where the council members and myself are always available to speak at your functions and your events, your memorial services. So please just email me so we can get it on the schedule. Once again, we are here to protect the city, to have clean financials, to make sure that our contracts are in place and that nothing goes forward without being approved by the council, that we look at it closely and we are disclosing various issues to the public at the council meetings. So come to the council meetings, very important. There are interviews going on for the planning commission. So if you are interested in that, please send a letter of interest to the mayor and to the city manager, and we will get that to the appropriate people so you can get your interview. We do plan on making appointments at the next council meeting, so you have a couple of weeks yet if you are interested. And so I want to thank you, but I do have a couple of announcements. Remember, on May 13th, very important, we are having a community forum. Senator Russ Ingalls and myself are hosting this, and the city manager will be participating in this hosting. So we have a panel. We have the state treasurer coming down, and he's going to talk to us about financial situations going on in the state and some products that he believes may be helpful. We'll touch on housing. We are going to have a panel of the airport task force there to discuss why the airport is so important to the economic development of Newport and other attached cities and towns. We are going to be having other panel experts talking about the spatial needs within the city. So please, it's important. Be there. It's all for you. We want to give you as many of these community forums and opportunities to speak to us so we can hear what you have to say, and then we could, regroup, meet, and try to take the best ideas and see what will work best for Newport. So I know that MAC is having, the MAC Center for Arts is having an exhibit this Friday, and it will be from 5 to 7 p.m. So go on out there. I know that North Song Spring Concert is being held May 17 at 7 p.m. and May 19 at 4 p.m. at the United Church in Newport. So please go out and enjoy that music. Happy National Nurses Day. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all our wonderful nurses. We know you care. You give us phenomenal services. We adore you. We want you to enjoy your week. So once again, come to my mayor meetings. Thank you, NEK-TV, and thank you, Newport, for your confidence. Have a wonderful week.